Welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm your host, Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you. We know that Labor Day is fast approaching, and I've got Evrol Williams, who's the mass leader and band designer for Caribbean Vibrations, also known as Karib Vibrations, a big band, and they're doing a lot of stuff. So stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, sitting here with Evrol, who is the mass leader, band leader, big designer, doing it up very, very big. And if you don't know what I'm talking about mass. I'm talking about Labor Day on the Parkway. Those beautiful costumes that you see. He's one of the people behind getting these costumes, from production all the way to somebody like me getting to put it on. So, Evrol, welcome to the program. Welcome to Beyond Focus.
Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the whole mass business, because a lot of people kind of take for granted just how much work really goes into this. So we want you tonight to really break it down and tell us how you got started.
Well, as a youngster, I grew up playing pan, steel band. And when I was around 13, 14, I decided to do some mass work with him playing the pan. And eventually I just liked the designing and the way the costume look, and the time the guys, my father and my cousins, and so spending the mass camp drinking and making costume and talking stupidness. So I just fall in the line and just stay there, and that was it.
It's been a wrap ever since.
Just that.
So basically, from a teenager, you decided playing pan, and for those who don't know, you're born in Grenada,
right?
Spice Island. Each island naturally has their own little unique. Most Caribbean islands, of course, celebrate Carnival different times of the year. If I'm not mistaken, Grenada just had their Carnival.
No, it's in August coming.
It's coming up.
Every second Monday in August, weekend in August is our Carnival.
Okay.
So right now the tempo is very hot home. We have the Calypso shows, the Queen shows, and all the little parties here and there. The build up for Monday and Tuesday. Because we do 2 days of Carnival back home.
Exactly, just like in Trinidad, it's 2 days on the road. Crop overs one day, one main day, but everyone always does events leading up to the big show.
Yeah.
Tell everyone how Grenada celebrates their carnival and what's kind of specific to Grenada.
Well, our carnival, we had moved it from St. Domingue, Trinidad, which is February, and we bring it to August. Whereby people come back home from other countries for vacation, so that was the best time. We have good weather and everything, so they decided to move from February to August, and it was a good move because they don't have plenty carnivals in August, so you don't have to share with much people, especially the Calypsonians. So we have the Juve, which is big thing, jab, and we have the Monday night mass. And between 10 and 6 on Monday, we have the pageant where the bands go to the stadium and across the stage and they go into a competition. Mm-hmm. And then we have the Tuesday street parade, which ends at 12 o'clock Tuesday night.
Wow, that's really interesting. I actually had the pleasure of visiting Grenada a few years back when I was shooting another travel program. And it was so cool to actually get to go to Grenada, do Juve, be covered in, and if you here and in most other places you do Juve with paint. I was covered in oil.
Yeah, well, back home you start preparing your oil. You go to the garage and you ask the guy to the oil take off from the old vehicles. You have to put it in a can because you can't throw it anywhere. So they save it and to go to the dump. But the guys go and we take it, we bring it home, and we have a little process where you put it to detox, and if it's spent about, let's say, maybe 2-3 months in the sun, and it's chewing it and prepare it for the skin for carnival, so that you don't have no burns and bruises and and
Exactly. I was
yeah.
gonna let everyone know it actually is pretty safe. Comes right off your skin.
Yeah.
It's still oil at the end of the day, but it's not straight out the car, so to speak.
Yeah, because you put a little grease on the skin first, so you get a shine. Then you put the oil on, and you play your mask. And when you're ready, you go take a header overboard. You go to the sea and they wash it off. You go home and you cleanse off and change your clothes and get down the street for pageant and Monday night mass, and that's it.
Now, when you're actually in Grenada doing these things, and it's almost the same system as here, you have people who wear the costume, playing masqueraders who play masks, and you have those on the sidelines. Is Grenada implementing like you have to pay to play? Because I know in Trinidad now you have to pay to do juve.
Yeah. Well, you have to pay for your costumes in order to jump in the band. We are a little bit more disciplined than the Parkway. And the Parkway, there's a lot of trucks, a lot of bands. People don't play mass, but they jump up and enjoy themselves still. But back home, if you're not playing mass, you stay on the sideline and watch the masqueraders play their mass. They might get a little jump in that band in the evening time, what we call last lap.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but the visitors and, people could see a whole band, a whole mass going down the street back home, because you don't have people that just like take a truck of music and come down the street. They can't do that back home. And that was not a trend from the beginning, so we have that kind of discipline where the people stay on the side of the street and the band pass through and people enjoy themselves, always wearing costumes.
Nice. Yeah. So once you've paid to play, you get that respect.
Yeah.
You get your time on the road, which is what I like. Here in New York, of course, Labor Day, Eastern Parkway. I have friends. I spend my money and get a costume every year, yet I'll have people jumping behind the band. They sneak through. But at the end of the day, it's all fun. Speaking of Labor Day, of course, we'll have more information about Karib Vibrations and how you can register to play. But why don't you share with us a little bit of information on what it really takes to get on the road here in New York?
First to begin, you have to have an address for your mass camp. All your costumes supposed to be made in that mass camp and not imported from any outer state or any other country.
Really?
Some people do try to sneak in through the back door little things, which is not right, but people does it still and get away with it, especially the big bands. Carnival in Brooklyn is only a passion for the people who is making it, for the designers and the band leaders, because there is nothing much it gets back from Carnival when you spend your money on Carnival. It costs a small band at least $6,000 to put a band on the road. That's overheads costs that you wouldn't be getting back. Such like the truck is $3,500. You have a generator, you have a truck driver, you have your insurance to pay. You have to pay the Carnival committee their fee. You have to pay security. You have to get water. You have to get porta potties. So many different things you got to get to put the band on the road. So that money is a money you have to have up front, besides the money to buy material. And we don't get back enough from the Carnival committee in terms of prizes, because you might spend $20,000 to build a costume for a queen to go on stage, but you make it back $5,000.
Right.
Well,
Evrol, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's Karib Vibrations right here on Beyond Focus TV.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Miles, and I am Miss Caribbean United States 2013, and you're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, sitting here with Evrol Williams, band leader and designer of Karib Vibrations. Now, Evrol, before we took the break, we left off with saying that it costs a lot to get a band on the road here. And a lot of people don't realize what you were saying with the overhead. You spend that money, it's like it's gone. That's a given cost. You're not gonna get that back.
Right.
Wyatica, which is the main carnival association here that we all kind of report to, supposed to get prizes. You're supposed to. A lot of things are supposed to be done. Why don't you continue your thought?
Well, I kind of knew in Wyatica. This year will make my 4 years in Wyatica doing the mass. I had 2 years partner with another guy, which we had called ourselves. Originally Spice Revelers, and the other guy was George Santa Claus. So we teamed together to bring the mass, and we had a falling out with the different DJs. So the band had break up, and one portion of the band went, and they call themselves Greens United. And then another year, another faction break off again from the remaining, and they call themselves 500 Strong. So Green United, we have like 3 bands out here this year, you know. In the 3 bands, we are the smaller band. We started all over because I and the other guy, we don't talk no more. So I do the math by myself. So I'm in small band category, and we trying to build back the mass the way it was. So we changed the name of the mass this year because we're not restricting ourselves with just Grenadian people. But we want to do Caribbean people because we have Trinidadians, we have Haitians, we have Africans, we have Dominicans, Vincentian, Guyanese that play mass with us. So we thought it was fit to change our name from Spice Revelers to Karib Vibrations. So the name of the band right now is Karib Vibrations.
Okay,
you know?
Excellent. And you know what, that really is a better move, because there are certain bands that are limited, and when you put the name Spice This or limited to just Grenada, people
Right.
just assume it's a Grenadian band.
Right.
When it's Caribbean band.
It's a Caribbean band.
And it's for everybody to come out and have a good time. So when you spend this money and you go to do a queen, we see some elaborate costumes on the street at the competition. King and Queen. Usually the Thursday before Labor Day at the museum, King and Queen competition.
No, well, they bring it back now. The Thursday is the individual, the characters, and old mass competition on the Thursday. And the King and Queen is a Sunday night now.
Okay. So they've brought that back. Okay, so good to know if you want to go out and watch the actual King and Queen competition. That'll be Labor Day Sunday.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you particularly, because there's a lot that goes into that, getting trained, you have to know how to portray the costume, how to move in the costume. Give us some insight on that.
The headache starts to get the theme that you want for your band for the year, and then to get the theme for the character that you want to play in the band, to bring out the flavor of what you want. So thinking about the Queen is a little headache, a little bit more headache than even putting the band together. Right? Because you have to think about what you want to portray, how you want to portray it, how you want the public to accept it, and the movements that the costume will give you to create what you want. For instance, if you want to do a fire blaze, you have to know what type of material, what type of structure you want. If you want to use fiberglass, you want to use wire, you want to use just fabric, you want to, to make the costume come alive. And then you have to get the individual who could suit the costume and to dance the costume to create that blaze that you want, So there's a lot of thought going into your king or your queen for that competition. Now, there's a lot of skilled men out there that do kings and queens, that specialize in building king and queens. I only gifted because I do everything myself. Bend wire, organize a mass, I can sew, I can do my king, my queen, wire bras, and everything to do with bending or mass.
From those two hands.
From the golden fingers that I have, that God gave it to me, And when you think about what you want, then comes now the money part of it, where you have to shop. You have to look for the place that sells the material that you need. Then to get the material you need, and then to put it together. So you start getting your wire structure together, your frame, then you start doing your